Hello, welcome back to Let's Pros aptitude preparations for interview success. I am your mentor Sumona. I hope you're all doing well and well enthusiastic for this one particular logical questions, right? So this basically comes under your mathematics part, but this could also be considered under logical because permutation and combination takes a little bit of efforts from your end. Okay, so let's quickly get into what is there. We are going to master permutation, combinations and a little bit of probability. Basics of counting, permutations, which is called as arrangements, combination, which is selections, probability, simple and conditional, and tips and tricks for aptitude examinations. Let's quickly get into what is the basics of counting. Fundamental principle of counting: if one event can occur in m ways and another in n ways, then both can occur in m into n ways. That's how fundamental concept of counting goes, right? So there are 3 shirts and 2 pants. What is the total outfits? 6 ways I can wear it, right? That's how it goes. Let's quickly get into the problem of counting. First things first, a person has 4 hats, 3 coats. I don't think we will need this. Okay. A person has 4 hats and 3 coats. In how many ways can they dress up? Very simple. 4 into 3, which is 12. Correct? Alright. A menu has 5 starters, 6 main courses and 4 desserts. How many different ways, how many different meals can be made choosing each one of them, right? So different ways meaning 5 into 6, 30, 30 into 4 is simply 120, right? So 120 different varieties is possible. Next, permutation. Let's understand the concept of permutation. Permutation is nothing but the arrangement of items. Remember this word, arrangement, is very important when it comes to permutations, where order matters, right? In combination, orders does not matter. So here we have without repetition and we have with repetition. In without repetition, it is simply, it's written as this: NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. What is this n and what is this r? This is about the repetitions. We will come back to this. I will tell you how that goes. Arranging, let's forget it. Again, one more important thing is factorial that you need to know. Factorial, if there's 3 factorial, it means 3 into 2 into 1. If let's say it's 7 factorial, right? 7 factorial means 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1, 3 into 2 into 1, right? That's how factorials go. Let's quickly get into problems. Why am I going so fast? Because you guys are fast, right? I hope you also want to become faster. Anyways, how many ways can 4 books be arranged on a shelf, right? 4 books, I can, I do not need to, I will be repeating them. There's no need for them to, pick it back and then arrange, and then that's not how it works, right? So 4 books can be arranged on a shelf 4 factorial ways, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That's how we did, right? So that is ideally 24. In how many ways can the letters of the word ring be arranged? Now if you see, ring has 4 letters. The permutation and the arrangement order as of now does not matter. So 4. This is simply 4 factorial, which is again 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is 24. How many 3-digit number can be formed using 1, 2, 3, 4 without repetition? Now this is important. When it came to with repetition, all you did was the n and r were same, right? Now we are going to have 4. But we are going to only pick 3, but the other number is not picked, right? So this becomes 4 factorial by 4 minus 3 factorial, which is again just 4 factorial. 1 factorial value is 1. Remember, note, make a note. 1 factorial is equal to 1, 0 factorial is also equal to 1. So here this is simply 4 factorial, which is 24. Okay. Next. Now this is repeated letters. One thing that you need to know is whenever this entire thing is given to you, when permutations are given to you like this, when repetition questions are given to you, write the entire total is 5 letters are there, 5 factorial divided by whichever is repeated, write that first. So L is repeated how many times? 2 times. E is repeated how many times? 2 times. Everything else is simply 1 factorial, right? So this becomes 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2. So this gone, 2 ones are, 2 twos are. So 10, 10 threes are 30. So 30 ways is your final solutions. Okay. Alright. Next. In how many ways can 6 people be seated around a circular table? Now this is one pretty interesting thing. Whenever you have permutation circular, it is simply n minus 1 factorial. Now since there are 6 people, it is 6 minus 1 factorial, which is 5 factorial equal to 120. So 120 ways people can be seated. Okay. So that ends permutation. Let's quickly get into combinations. What are combinations? This word. So in permutation we saw it was arrangement. In combination you should know it is selection. In what? Where order does not matter. Okay. The formula is NCR n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Selecting 2 students from 5 would be, total is 5 and selection is 2. So 5, C and 2. Alright. Okay. Let's quickly get into problems. In how many ways can 3 students be selected from 6? So 6 C and the selection is 3, right? So this becomes 6 factorial by 6 minus 3 factorial is 3 factorial into 3 factorial. So this is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 factorial by 3 into 2 into 3 factorial. This and this gone, this gone. So simply 20 ways. I hope that was understood. So second question, from 8 candidates, how many committees of 2 can be formed? Again, 8, C, 2. So 8 factorial by 8 minus 2 factorial is 6 factorial into 2 factorial. So this is a bigger number. So 8 into 7 into 6 factorial by 6 factorial into 2. This gone, this and this is 4. So basically it's simply 28. Right? Alright. Next question, in how many ways to select 4 cards from a deck of 52? Very simple. Again, 52, C4. Such questions will not be asked to for you to elaborate because it's a huge number and you are not given calculators. So it's simply 52C and 4. Okay, how many ways can 3 boys and 2 girls be chosen from 5 boys and 4 girls, right? So ideally we are choosing how many boys? Out of 5 boys we are choosing 3 into out of 4 girls we are choosing 2. So this is your final solution. This is simply going to be 10, right? And this is simply going to be 6, which is equal to 60 ways. Okay. All right. Next is a final problem from combination. This is a little complex when it comes to understanding, right? So in how many ways can a team of 4 be formed from 7 people if 2 specific people cannot be together? They cannot be together meaning if these 2 people can be put together, here we are not going to put them. Okay, so total ways are simply 7C4, okay, which is roughly equal to 35. Okay, and we have also been told that 2 people are fixed and 2 people out of 5 are remaining. So ideally 5C2, right? So this is nothing but 10. So 35 minus 10 would be 25. So ideally 25 ways is what required. All right. Okay. Let us now come into the concept of probability. Probability is basically understanding the probables or if and buts. For example, if it's going to rain or not, what is the chance of it raining? 50% chance. What did we do? 1 by 2, correct? So the probability ranges between 0 and 1. Remember, it is also the percentages. Percentages ranges from 0 to 100%. It is not less than 0, it's not more than 100. Similarly, probability ranges from 0, not less than 0, and highest is 1, which is not more than 1. Okay. Conditional probability is, the probability is happening, we put in a condition saying this and so. Okay. So A stroke B, where A and B meaning intersection and then we have bar, whatever is given to you here, that comes. Okay. Tossing a coin, probability of heads is 1/2. Okay. Let us now quickly get into the problems of probability. What is the probability of drawing an ace from a deck of 2? So you know how many aces are there? There are 4 aces, right? So simply 4/52, which is equal to 1s are, this is equal to 13. So 1/13 is your final solution probability, right? Okay. Next, again, tossing 2 coins, probability of getting 1 head. What is the sample space of this? Sample space meaning what is the total outcome, right? So totally if you toss 2 coins, we will get head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail, right? So what is the probability of getting 1 head? 1 head is here, there is just here. So it is basically simply 2 out of 4, which is 1/2. Okay. Next. Now, this is a conditional probability question. A box has 3 red and 2 blue balls. If red is drawn, what's the probability of drawing? So if you see, if a red is drawn, there's a condition here, and when we say probability of A stroke B and probability of A intersection B and probability of B, right? This means that this has already occurred and this is the one that we are trying to find out. Okay. Red is drawn, what's the probability of drawing a blue ball next without replacement, which means this is happening, this has already happened. Alright, so this is 2 red and 2 blue, so probability is very simple, it simply goes as 2 out of how many? 4, so simply 1/2. Alright, okay, next, dice. Okay. 2 dices are thrown, what's the probability that the sum is 9? How is the sum 9? See, the sample space of this would be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 and things like that. So everything, so it starts with 2, 1 here, it starts with 3, 1 here, things like that. So sum is 9, meaning this plus this is 2, this plus 2 is 3, this plus 2 is 4, right? So where all are you going to get is 9. So let's quickly understand where all we are going to get 9. We are going to get 3 and 6. There is possibility of 4 and 5. Again, 6 and 3 we can get, 5 and 4 we can get. Is there any other way? No. So simply 4 out of the total is 6 into 6, which is 36. As simple as that. So 1/9 is your final probability. Okay, final problem. A card is drawn from a pack of 52. What is the probability that it's king given that it's a face card? What are face cards? Face cards are nothing but are king, queen, we have jack. Ace doesn't come as a face card. Okay, so these are the types. So we have ideally we have 4 into 12. So if there are 4 packs into 3, which would be 12 face cards, right? Kings are 4 out of that. So the probability of getting 4 cards out of 12. So this is nothing but 1/3. So if you go logically, you will understand what's happening, right? If you don't go logically, then of course it is impossible. That's why we've put this under logical more than math. Okay. What are the summary? Okay, let's understand the tips and tricks. Always identify whether order matters or not. If order is mattering, permutation. Order is not mattering, then combination. Probability wise, first write down the outcomes always, use factorial shortcuts and use logical eliminations whenever confused, right? So that basically sums up. Let's quickly summarize. Here we did NPR, which is n factorial by n minus r factorial. Combination is NCR, n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Probability is favorable by the total. Conditional, here A stroke B, where A is the event happening, B is already occurred, right? Here this is intersection. So that basically concludes permutation, combination as well as probability. Make sure you practice quite a lot of problems from here, because this is again very important when it comes to examinations wherever, even in your interview preparations. Okay. So all the very best. I hope you've liked this video. Make sure you practice. Drop down questions if you have any, and we will reply to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much.